Welcome once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. As always, I would like to draw to your attention two very highly recommended nonfiction books, which I hope when you make your reading lists, you will definitely add these to your list of books to buy. The first book is called Lost and Found by KATHRYN SCHULZ. It is published by Doubleday Canada, and it retails for $34. It is a very poignant book, a look at life and death, happiness and sorrow, and they all in many ways interconnect. KATHRYN SCHULZ is a writer for The New Yorker, and she's also a Pulitzer Prize winning author. This book has 3 chapters, which are lost, found, and just the word and, or the ampersand. In the book, she looks at the slow, agonizing death of her father. And it was while her father was dying that she met her new partner, which she refers to as C in the book. This lady is actually a co-writer at The New Yorker with her, but she prefers to call her C. And KATHRYN SCHULZ talks about her father in the hospital, watching him, slowly wasting away. It was not an easy experience, but having someone there and having family as well helped the situation. He did eventually die in 2016 at the age of 74. So she says he did have a good life, but she talks about how people handle grief, how they handle happiness, and how they handle life. There's a particularly interesting passage that I would like to read to you from the book. It says, "It takes a long time to be done grieving, and even longer to know it. The periodicity of grief is too unreliable, and the overall condition too chameleon to track with any certainty. Are you still mourning or just in a lousy mood? Have you crossed that faint boundary that marks the end of bereavement and the beginning of sorrow, an emotion you may feel on and off for the rest of your days? It is very difficult to say, especially because even when the worst is past or seems to have passed, there is nothing to prevent its return. Grief has an appalling recidivism rate, and it is common to find yourself back in it long past the point when you thought you were truly, thoroughly done." This book will speak to many people who have gone through similar experiences. It is a book that you can pick up and be inspired by. If you're having a bad day, you read this book, and the passages will certainly reassure you that life does go on, that there will be happy moments, we will have to say goodbye to people, but in the end, the journey has been worth it with everyone in your life. So, Lost and Found is a book that you should find at your local bookstore and add to your reading list as soon as possible. The second book of note is Letter to a Stranger, Essays to the Ones Who Haunt Us by COLLEEN. This is published by Algonquin Books of Chapel Hill, and it retails for $26.99. COLLEEN put out a call to get responses from writers and others about people who they have encountered at some point during their lifetime. People who've come into their life and maybe they never found out their name, maybe they never saw them again, but they did leave an indelible imprint in their psyche. And she has essays from 65 different writers, some famous, some not so famous. But the common theme in this book is people come into our lives for a reason, for a season, and for whatever reason, we do remember them. And in the book, there are some very interesting encounters. One particular writer talks about she was on a street late at night, and this car was following her. She was very, very, upset, and she had, she didn't know what to do. So she went up to this woman, a complete stranger, and she told her the situation, and the woman took her under her wing. She walked her down the street, and she found a taxi for her, and she said to the taxi driver, "This is my daughter, you get her home safe." Well, she wasn't her daughter, she was a complete stranger. And the writer really never forgot this woman. There's another interesting story of this younger man who took care of the housework and the yard work of a 76-year-old woman. His name was Mario. And the writer says this man went above and beyond the call of duty to help the mother. She was so grateful. She never met this person, but she knew that he meant so much to her mother. And that's a common theme in this book. Total strangers who rise above and beyond the call of duty to help someone who they likely will never ever see again in their lifetime. So, Letter to a Stranger, actually it has stories from all around the world, from all corners of the world. Distant countries, America, everywhere, strangers come into our lives, and they're there for a reason. So those are the two books that I wanted to draw to your attention: Lost and Found and Letter to a Stranger. And so don't be a stranger to your bookstore. Go in and look for these two books, because they're very, very highly recommended. So those are the two books I just wanted to draw to your attention. Hopefully you will enjoy the review. I welcome your comments, positive and negative. So until we meet again, stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and please stay in touch. Thanks again. Bye for now.